Hey everybody, welcome back to Champ and Sons and our City Skylines 2 series here in Averageton County. The average county build of city skylines that I like to do because that's what I can do. We're going to jump into the time lapse here pretty quickly as we take a look at where the city's at. You can kind of see where I've mapped out where I want the city to kind of grow to and expand on. So we're going to get started on that here fairly quickly, and I will see y'all on the other side of the time lapse, everybody. So I'll see y'all then. And we are back as we have gotten to milestone 5. So we actually went up a little couple, 2 different milestones from 4 and 5, which has opened up some additional development points. Now, so far up to this point, we've been basically importing all of our electricity. I did get the gas power plant because I think at some point we're going to have our own power. And it's better than a coal power plant, at least I like to think it is. And then we added on a couple additional development points there as far as getting a college and stuff, because even a small city like this or a small town has a community college. The town I know of and I can reference for you is going to be a town of 12,000 people had a community college in it. So it's very reasonable to expect that they would, even here at this one. So that's kind of why I did open up the college, and we will look at doing one. It's just not going to be in this episode right now. So one of the things I really wanted to do with some mixed use housing, my thing is I know it can be bigger, and sometimes I'd even be willing to say a little too big, but I do really like how the mixed unit stuff looks. It does give it a pretty sleek, modern appearance. So I think it looks pretty dang good. And this little segment of it, because I really don't want too much of that going around. This little segment of it really matches perfectly, I would say, for what we're looking at. It is going to be a little bit bigger buildings, but it's right between an elementary school and a high school. It is where some upscale people, I guess, richer folk would live at. So I really did like how that was coming along. Now, one thing that we did end up unlocking is the communication, so we got to put the Wi-Fi towers in. Now, like I said, money's not an issue right at this stage. By the time we get stuff done, I do look at the budget, even though I have unlimited money on it, because I like to keep that in mind as we build, as much as I want to, just let loose, have my creativity happen. I understand we got to sometimes still take a look at what a city budget would look like, and we can't just overflow everything just because we want to. But we are going to put these towers up to give everybody proper Wi-Fi coverage, because once again, that's also going to make the city that much more appealing for people to move into. And that's really what it all boils down to, especially when it comes to expansion as far as low density housing, medium density housing, and even with the high density. You got to add these in there to really allow yourself to grow. Now we've got a few main roads getting ready to head on out, so I don't think expansion as far as like city size is too probable. We are going to add in oil fields and all that fun jazz, but overall I think the size that we're looking at is probably going to be closer to the size that we're going to remain this place to be. So just keep that. This is a starting city. We're not a city. We haven't gone to the major metropolitan area, anything like that. That is going to be coming up in future episodes. Just right now, we're handling this small city. Now, I did disconnect from the transformer because I don't need it right now. I need to go directly from my gas power plant straight into the power supply. This is going to allow us to export most of it, because the gas power plant creates a shit ton of power. If I'm not mistaken, like 250 megawatts or something. No, maybe just 100 something. I don't really know. I'll double check that. But I do add that to the line so we can get some exports going. Now here I did add in a water treatment facility because I think it really is necessary to have. We are going to eventually start running out of clean water, but this does kind of help us, level everything off and make it so, our citizens can have clean water coming in and out. I don't have to worry about dumping crap into a river or anything like that. It's just, hey, let's take care of the water ourselves. So that's what we're going to do. Now we have some of these other adjoining areas that I want to think about making park space. I'm not too sure about it, but I'm going to look at it. If you notice, a lot of the other empty space between stuff, I have added in a lot of trees and everything like that. Because in reality, a smaller town, you're not going to be coming into a wide open field for the most part. Some of them, obviously, you do, right? But with this much treeage and all that stuff around, not like we'd cut it down. Instead, we would end up basically just building into the trees and keeping those there as much as possible. Now, one thing we did unlock is going to be I guess these little zone things or what have you. I forgot what they're called now that I'm looking at it. But what we're going to do is I'm going to outline this city area because this is going to be a city. And once again, guys, put your names for the city down in the comments. I definitely look forward to seeing some options. We will pick one, obviously, coming up here in a few episodes at minimum. But I did want to add this in as one whole little district because this is essentially the city in and of itself. Right now, it's Madison Creek. We're going to name it Unknown Town. Seems fitting at this point. And one thing I always do just to bring in some money, you have to pay for street parking. That's pretty much it. It does bring in a good chunk of change, even if you do stuff like put it on parking lots and all that. It still works out pretty well. Now this industrial area, we are going to give it its own little district. So district, there it is. I knew I would think of it eventually. We're going to give it its own little district set up, so that way I can keep the industrial area kind of separate from the actual city itself, because the industrial area is definitely going to expand out more based on the natural resources available and all that fun jazz. So this is the industrial ridge coming right along here, and yes, you guessed it, they must pay for street parking as well. So guys, just once again, remember, definitely put down in the comments what you want to name this city, and let's see if we can't get that kind of thing going. We're looking at the budget right now. It's going to take a while, the way we've done things, and especially putting in a gas power plant with all the additions. It is going to take a little bit, but I think we'll be back up and solid in no time. Now, just to kind of drive the demand up, I have lowered the taxes back down on it, which we should start to see some impact pretty quick. I have cleared out a lot of the downtown kind of area here, because we are going to do things like put in parking lots. We're going to wait for the office stuff to pick up. A lot of that is already pre-zoned for office and stuff like that. So we're going to get this downtown corridor filled in. I'm going to try to push essentially a lot of the residential stuff as far out of that as we can. Now, as we take a look at the city, we are going to close out here in a minute with some closing shots of the city. But we're taking a look at it from this angle, and I think we're coming along pretty well. Like I said, I'm not going to place the college just yet. If you look at the budget, things have gotten out of control a little bit, but that's okay. And in all reality, I've built in a way I wouldn't build if money was a factor. But I kind of like building this way anyway. So that's just kind of how I'm rolling at this. So we are, like I said, as we go, we'll get the budget cleaned up, especially once we get public transportation and stuff put in. Everything will kind of start to really come together as a county as we get to the additional towns and cities and so forth like that. Now, while I am thinking about it, I do want to remind y'all to hit the subscribe button. And if you have not hit it already, definitely hit that and hit that bell icon so you can be notified of all the uploads we do here at Champ & Sons. Now, I am looking at these schools, and they are going to be getting kind of full, right? So we're going to have to keep a watch on that to see when the time comes to add in another school. So, guys, I'll let y'all finish off with these views. I will see y'all in the next episode. So, as always, stay safe, and, well, y'all know how it goes from here, right? Later, y'all.